Y'all, not the restaurants out here scamming.
Met this guy on a dating app, and he immediately asked me out on a date to a specific restaurant. He confirmed day of, I get to the restaurant and see that he's nowhere to be found. So I reach out, no response. I check the app and notice that he unmatched me. At that point, I was a little confused and I was kind of pissed because I was already dressed and I got all the way there. And because I had put in so much effort, I thought I might as well just have a meal while I am in the building. And it wasn't until I got home when I was scrolling Facebook and I saw a very similar story from a girl at that same restaurant who also got stood up. She found out that there are restaurants now posing as people on dating apps just so you go to their business, and once you get stood up, they know that probably 9 times out of 10 that you're going to buy something from them. And that just blew my mind.
I feel like it's very creative, and also, yes, it's unethical, but I feel like most businesses these days are cutthroat like that. So like you have to be unethical in some way. So unless you don't kill anyone, you know, like what you do to get more customers or whatever, it's up to you.
I think it depends on which perspective you're looking at.
Yeah,
I feel
context.
for the restaurant,
Yeah.
it is creative from their side. Maybe if they look at it from their side. But if you look at it from our side, we might say it's unethical. But honestly, we have to give them credit. Honestly, these guys have done it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I wouldn't have thought of anything like that.
And you got someone out to the house and they actually had a nice meal.
Yes, and it's not just one person. How many
But
people?
this is the thing. These people, I'm assuming someone who's on a dating app has tried the whole like real life thing, yeah. Like they figured that point, like they're at that point where like, yeah, maybe a dating app is the best avenue for me to meet someone. Then this like I'm not saying it's the last resort, but this might be the last resort for some of these people who had to go to the restaurant. So now you get to the restaurant and you find that it was all fake and you had your hopes up and everything. I think it's very unethical. Like I think there needs to be like a caveat or like a rule saying that, yeah, since you came, let's pay your food or something like that. On top of you scamming me, I have to pay for the food. Nah.
Do the actual restaurants know these guys are doing this? Or is it just someone?
I think it's the marketing strategy.
Who's hired?
I think it's the marketing strategy for the company, because someone can't stand in position of a company and do something like that without the marketing.
But let me.
Knowing.
Okay, I'm looking at it.
Company policy. So
okay, there's company policies, but you know a lot of companies actually give people targets to make sure. Like,
that's true.
even hospitals give nurses targets. You have to make sure this and this is covered. That you get someone who can do X-rays, can do. You know, they put pressure on them. So
Like,
maybe that time.
Notwithstanding targets, like it shouldn't get to a place where we're choosing between right and wrong. Don't jump into meeting someone. Like just from the get-go, you can't be talking to someone for 2 days and you already want to meet them. Like just have a conversation, see if you guys click, see if you guys have like maybe not necessarily the same values, but like you're heading like in the same direction. And this is a person that you can have a conversation with daily and know like, okay, this is a real person. These are their thoughts. Because as much as you might try to hide what type of person you are through text, some things just fall through the gaps.
Yes.
Like, you know, like someone might say something and you're like, yeah, that's a red flag. So, one, don't meet people like instantly. Number two, do not ignore the red flags. They are there for, like, if you sense there's a red flag about someone, especially on a dating app, do not ignore it.
Do as much video calls as possible from the word go. It's psychological. Like if someone has to prepare very long to get on a video call, you just go off. After there's something that's going. And if you are to meet the person, just make sure they know that someone knows where you are.
Let the person get to the restaurant first, then you show up. And just be vigilant, man. Karada.
Please go with profiles that are verified, first of all. That's why actually dating apps. We can blame them, but that's why they have that feature for a reason. It's there for a reason.
One thing I usually check is like if someone has images, their images are like groups. It's them in a group. Yeah. No, yeah, low quality, and then it's the images, it's them in a group. So you're there like which one like which one are you? If someone isn't like straightforward with their profile, and there's just those bits that are missing from their profile that someone would usually say like my height, I'm based in Nairobi. Yeah. See, like you match someone today, then tomorrow you see they're 2,000 and something miles away. And like, yeah.
There's a time I met someone on a dating app, and I just gave him my number. But when he called me, he knew who I was from, like everything, you know. And that's why I think I even stopped like meeting people online. Yeah, because there's a time I had a stalker who even came to my school before we went on a date. And I think you measure the amount of, it's like love bombing, you know, the amount of interest this person is showing you, and how it might be someone who's just out for you, you know, or for young girls. So just measure the conversations you're having with a person. And another thing, if they don't match the description on the app, you know, or sometimes you just throw in, how tall did you say you are? You know, to just see if it matches the description in between conversations.
And also having some conversations that actually, they're questions you need to know before you meet a person. Like the things you need to know, basic things that you need to know about a person just before you meet them. So don't ignore that.
I'd say check out for spelling mistakes. Like a lot of them, you know, there's just a lot of spelling mistakes. Then also, if the person is like using pet names too soon, you know, that's also a red flag. You know?
Even if you're on a dating app, have some standards. Just swipe on like the people you see.
Your matches are over.
Yeah.
These women, they didn't know. They were stood up on the day. She didn't even know like it was the restaurant who was standing her up. She came to find out later. Meaning, she had already gone through some emotional, you know, like, this guy just was playing with me. So I can sue them. They're playing with my emotions. Who are they?
Yeah, emotional damage. Like, it's actually...
you have to
take action.
And then you can also get from like the platform, from the dating app rather. Yeah. So I guess...
You lost.
You lost.
You lost. You used your makeup, used cab fare. Then maybe
paid for the meal.
Did you wear? Alafu, you took a meal because you were stressed.
Okay, personally knowing myself, I will probably only report the account.
I don't think the problem is with them. Yourself.
Blame the dating app.
Are you getting
catfished? They're just a conduit to help you get someone.
No, if you get catfished, you need to go to a psychological doctor, because it means you are emotionally available.
It means you're a fisherman.
I find it really hard to meet people in person. So online dating apps were my last resort on this whole thing. I've met awesome people actually through those dating apps, and yes, I got into a relationship, but it didn't even last a year. But at least something came out of it.
Same reason as her, because I'm always working, and it was getting harder and harder for me to meet someone. So I decided to join a dating app. And I can say actually became friends with the people that I met on the dating apps, and no relationships. That happened organically.
For me, I think all the times that I've been in a dating app, I haven't gone there for a relationship per se. I just went there out of curiosity and to see what kind of people I'm going to meet. But I ended up making friends.
As she said, a curiosity. From at the beginning it was curiosity, then it became boredom at some point, and you just get on the app and I'm like, yeah, let me just swipe. left, right, now you're too tall, left, but then it got to a point where I just like started talking to people because now you're getting matches and everything. Then you start talking to people and then you narrow down the people that you want to talk to. And then you find like there's some really, really interesting people. I actually had one relationship from a dating app and it actually went for like a year. And it was a good relationship, but yeah, people grow and we grew apart. But I'd say at the beginning, you might get on a dating app for a different reason. Like for some, like I said, validation, boredom, curiosity. Some guys like Marcus just want to practice their rays on shorties. But yeah, be honest. But you might get someone that actually makes sense from the app.
You can find love anywhere, or you can network anywhere. So it's just you being smart about it, because you can also meet somebody organically and they play you. So you can meet someone organically, plan a date, and they stand you up, and you still buy yourself a meal. So thing is, you just have to don't be naive, and just be vigilant, and just be aware of your surroundings and who you're meeting and who you're talking to.
I think that's very hard to dictate. I would just say I prefer the most interesting that the universe is going to bring to me. In school, a church, Bumble, job. Hey.
It's really interesting.
Yes, maybe I have a lamp potion.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It was easy. I will actually pick organic and like to actually meet someone outside of the dating apps.
The whole meaning of organic has been watered down because of social media. I don't feel like we have that much of it. Nobody goes to the parks these days and just chill, like you're chilling on a bench in the park. Meet kwa concert, kwa bar. Then the other avenues are social media. So I wouldn't say I'd rule out any form of meeting like organic. If it happens through a concert, if it happens at a restaurant, if it happens through a WhatsApp or DM, I'm all for them. Dating apps too.